We heard a rumor that traffic is back in Santa Clara County, and if we're going to improve it, we need to pull together as private citizens to do it. The Traffic Relief and Road Repair Initiative, known as Measure B, provides the transportation improvements that we need with the accountability provisions that we deserve. Measure B was designed over the past 3 years by traffic engineers and transportation professionals. It's like a jigsaw puzzle in which each component part is snapped into place, adding up to a comprehensive countywide plan to help reduce traffic and repair our roads. First, we finished the job on bringing BART to downtown San Jose and Santa Clara. The first 10-mile segment into Santa Clara County is running a year ahead of schedule and $75 million under budget, opening to passenger service next fall 2017. Measure B finishes the job with the final 6-mile segment with stations in East San Jose's transit-dependent Alum Rock neighborhood near Five Wounds Church, downtown San Jose next to my alma mater, San Jose State University, the Diridon station at the SAP Arena, and on to Santa Clara across from Santa Clara University. Second, BART connects with Caltrain commuter rail service in both downtown San Jose and in Santa Clara, linking these two rapid rail systems to finally achieve rapid rail around the Bay Area, with platform-to-platform transfers connecting BART and Caltrain. Caltrain electrification begins in 2020, which nearly doubles ridership capacity. The improvements in Measure B allow more capacity and safety improvements to alleviate congestion at grade crossings. Third, Measure B ensures we serve our most vulnerable residents, seniors, the disabled, students, and the working poor, with the Lifeline service and core transit service on which they depend. This is important to many of us, as we have no intention of leaving senior citizens and people with disabilities stranded at the curb. Fourth, we encourage people to get out of 4 wheels and onto 2 wheels or 2 feet by providing bicycle and pedestrian safety improvements, especially near our schools. Where I live near Los Gatos, 1 of every 5 cars in the morning commute is mommy or daddy driving Johnny or Sally to school. We can do better with Measure B. Fifth, Measure B eases congestion on our county expressways and highways by identifying key bottlenecks at interchanges on all 9 county expressways and all 7 major highways. The focus is not on widening the highways, but on fixing key interchanges to provide meaningful long-term relief. 1 of every 2 of us use a county expressway on a daily basis, and Measure B eases congestion on each expressway: Almaden, Capitol, Central, Foothill, Lawrence, Montague, San Tomas, Santa Teresa, Hale, Page Mill, and Oregon. Measure B makes interchange and auxiliary lane improvements for traffic and safety at 24 key interchanges on all 7 highways: 17, 87, 237, 85, 101, 280, and 680. Sixth, Measure B fixes the crumbling conditions of our local streets and roads, with annual funding for all 15 cities and towns to fill potholes and fix our streets. Yes, Measure B provides the comprehensive countywide transportation improvements that we need, but also demands the accountability improvements that we as taxpayers deserve. A Citizens Watchdog Committee, annual audits by an independent auditor, a 2/3 vote requirement so that the funds can only be used for the specific transportation improvements in Measure B. In fact, if the 12-member VTA Board of Directors wanted to change a single word in Measure B, it wouldn't require just a majority vote of 7 of the 12 directors or a supermajority vote of 8 of the 12, but a 75% vote of 9 of the 12. Measure B locks in our local dollars solely for the local transportation needs in the plan. Designed by traffic engineers and transportation professionals over the past 3 years, Measure B will get each of us, as residents and commuters in Santa Clara County, moving again. Read more for yourself. Visit measureb.com. That's yesmeasureb.com. Yesmeasureb.com.
Measure B on the November ballot throughout Santa Clara County is a proposal by an agency called the Santa Clara Valley Transportation Authority, VTA, to increase the sales tax by a half cent on the dollar over the next 30 years and give the estimated $6.3 billion raise to the VTA on top of all of the other money that the VTA receives. Already the VTA spends about $500 million a year on operating expenses and about another $700 million a year on capital projects. Measure B also provides that the VTA may borrow money against the 30-year revenue stream that could be established by Measure B. It doesn't state how much money will be borrowed or how it will be borrowed or from whom, but when money is borrowed, it eventually has to be repaid with interest. More than one group and lots of public officials are actually opposed to Measure B. It refers loosely to 5 categories of anticipated expenditures, but promises almost nothing. Indeed, the lack of specificity and control over the funds may give rise to a lawsuit challenging the measure were it to pass. 2/3 voter approval is required for passage. One of the concerns about the VTA is that it has not provided much transportation bang for all of the billions of bucks it's already spent. Unlike the county, which is headed up by a directly elected board of supervisors, the VTA is run by a bureaucracy that convenes a meeting once a month of a board of directors taken from the board of supervisors and many of the city councils from around the county. These VTA board members are not elected to this board by voters, and they often have little information or expertise in overseeing what the bureaucracy does. Here's an example of a recent proposal from the VTA bureaucracy. Seize the left-hand lanes on El Camino Real in each direction at all hours for VTA rapid transit buses only. Create boarding stations for these special buses a mile apart in the center of the roadway. Give the buses signal priority so that even traffic trying to cross El Camino Real will need to wait. It is part of a larger idea called the Grand Boulevard Initiative that calls for a revitalization of El Camino from South San Jose to San Francisco. And it fits into a building plan called One Bay Area, sometimes called Bay Area Plan, which is one of many regional plans in California for future building largely limited to existing transportation corridors. These plans have been worked on by other regional agencies with no one directly elected by voters in charge. If people needed to travel from El Camino to El Camino in big numbers, taking a lane away from other traffic, including other buses, for special buses could make sense. But there is no such demand for that transit. And one bus every 15 minutes traveling an average 30 miles per hour with stops leaves miles of empty lane in between buses, bringing other traffic to a near standstill most of the day. It is a bad idea for the public, but if Measure B is approved by voters, the VTA need not ask the public for its opinions further. In other words, if Measure B passes, get ready for years of construction followed by wasteful bus-only lanes on El Camino Real that will wreck the bordering communities from Palo Alto to the University of Santa Clara and beyond. Another recent proposal by the VTA, already rubber-stamped approved by its board of directors, would establish toll lanes on freeways, including Highway 85 from 87 to 280 in Cupertino. The VTA wants to raise money for its own operation, which is great for the VTA, but toll lanes don't actually reduce traffic and are not in the public interest as a rule. In fact, toll lanes will lead to toll roads, and everybody will be paying just to get into their cars. On November 8th and before, be sure to vote no on Measure B.